And as you know, I've been very vocal calling out the mass murder of Christians. Over 50,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria since 2009. Over 20,000 churches and schools have been destroyed, burned to the ground. And you have Boko Haram and other radical Islamic terrorist groups that are targeting and persecuting Christians in particular. And I will tell you, the government of Nigeria is very unhappy with me. They have decried my saying this. I have introduced legislation to designate them a country of special concern.
The federal government has reacted to the U.S. President's designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. The U.S. President, Donald Trump, posted this on his verified Truth Social handle. He said, "Christianity is facing an existential threat in Nigeria. Thousands of Christians are being killed. Radical Islamists are responsible for this mass slaughter. I am hereby making Nigeria a country of particular concern." But that is the least of it. When Christians or any such group is slaughtered, like is happening in Nigeria, 3,100 versus 4,476 worldwide, something must be done. I am asking Congressman Riley Moore, together with Chairman Tom Cole and House Appropriations Committee, to immediately look into this matter and report back to me. The United States cannot stand by while such atrocities are happening in Nigeria and numerous other countries. We stand ready, willing and able to save our great Christian population around the world. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. After he posted this, it went viral. Many news media, including CNN, Sky News, all of them reported on it. So obviously, the federal government had to respond. In a statement they released, they said, "The federal government of Nigeria notes the recent remarks by US President Donald Trump, alleging large-scale killings of Christians in Nigeria and calling for the country's designation as a country of particular concern. These claims do not reflect the situation on the ground. Nigerians of all faiths have long lived, worked, and worshipped together peacefully." The statement concluded by saying they will continue to engage constructively with the government of the United States to deepen mutual understanding of regional dynamics and the country's ongoing peace and security efforts. You see, no matter how people want to turn this to a narrative that the United States or foreign powers, Western countries, don't ever do anything for free, that they must have something in mind before doing this, that they don't like anyone in Africa, blah blah blah. Nigerian Christians or Nigerians at large have never had it so good. And one thing people must bear in mind is that if Tinubu were to be in the opposition today, he would milk this to the last. He will use this to organize massive protests to bring the government in power down. Yes, when he was in opposition, he attacked Goodluck Jonathan for not doing anything about the killing of Christians in Nigeria. So why now are they saying that, there's nothing like that, it doesn't exist? Yes, it is true. Two truths can exist at the same time. It is true that all faiths are affected by the killings. Yes, there's no denying the fact. But there's one distinct difference between the two. When you look at Christian communities in Plateau State, Benue, and the entire Middle Belt, you will see that every time these terrorists invade these communities, they always burn down everything. All their homes, farms, everything. They burn everything to ashes. What's the motivation? It is ethnic cleansing. They don't want them to come back. Even if they come back, they will have to start afresh. They may not even be able to recognize their communities anymore because everything has been destroyed. So you can see that difference exists. And whenever they invade these communities and commit their atrocities, they always stay back in the communities. That's occupying these communities. And the people that were chased from these communities always end up in IDP camps. They never go back. Go to many IDP camps in the Middle Belt, you will see that many of them have spent years in the IDP camps. The government is not able to fight insecurity to stop these attacks in the first place. Also, they are not able to relocate the victims. Why is that? So you can see the fact that the government fails to protect these communities and also fails to to relocate them back to their communities means that the government is accomplice. They have accepted that it is normal for terrorists to invade communities, sack the entire communities and occupy these communities, even going to the extent of renaming some of them to foreign sounding names or Muslim sounding names. Then it means the government is accomplice. That is the reality. Nigerian Christians or Nigerians at large have never had it so good. The opposition and Nigerians must milk this in order to hold the government to account. Before, they were saying, it's not only in Christian communities, it also happen elsewhere. So you are telling Nigerians that they should live with insecurity. All the billions of naira they budget every year. As a matter of fact, according to El-Rufai, the government withdraws 100 billion naira as security vote to fight insecurity in Nigeria every month. So what are they doing with all this money? How can they allow terrorists, ragtag bandits to be sacking entire communities? Yes, it happens in Muslim communities, but like already said, the difference is clear. They invade communities, but they don't burn everything down. They might massacre people, but it never happens like in Christian communities.
When it comes to Fulani issues, the security of this nation, they turn their face away. But when it comes to us, with their 2 eyes, with their whole ammunition, tanks, they will invade our village.
Now, let's hear what Senator Ted Cruz, the senator that is working on the bill to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern. That bill aims to hold Nigerian government officials to account, sort of sanction them. It doesn't make any sense that Nigeria is seen as a secular country. Yes, in the Nigerian constitution, it doesn't seem to recognize any particular religion, but how can some states be implementing Sharia laws and punishing non-Muslims with Sharia law? It doesn't make any sense. The other day, a man's shop was auctioned by a Sharia court. Can you imagine that happening in a secular country? And it happened in Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. So how can these people be imposing their own on others? It doesn't make any sense. If Nigeria is a secular country and every citizen has the right to live in any state he desires, so how can they justify applying Sharia law to people who don't even believe in it? It doesn't make any sense. Yes, you can argue that when you visit a country that is an Islamic country that practices Sharia law, you have to respect their laws. They have the right to subject you to that law. But in Nigeria, a so-called secular country, why should that apply in different states? It doesn't make any sense. Instead of trying to achieve what they want to achieve, on paper it seems that they are just fighting crime, trying to improve morality among their citizens. But when you look at it critically, you will see that it is used for oppression. It is used to oppress citizens for no reason. It has never applied to wealthy people. It doesn't apply to the elite. Have you seen any wealthy person in the society that was charged to a Sharia court? No, it never happens. So this shouldn't be about religion. It should be about human dignity, human rights of every Nigerian. If we are supposed to be promoting a secular country, no religion should try to impose their beliefs on others. Are we going to talk about the lynching of people by fanatics just because they claim the person committed blasphemy? It doesn't make any sense in a secular country. How do you justify all that? And the government, most especially the federal government, should be stepping in to stop all this. They don't do anything. This is the major problem. How do they see all this happening and they keep mute? Just because they are pandering to their base, they will be saying, if we intervene in this religious matter, maybe we will lose some of our supporters, maybe this, maybe that. But it is negatively affecting the country. As a matter of fact, now that all these are happening, many more people are calling for the dissolution of Nigeria. They are calling for the country to be divided since some people want to impose their own beliefs on others. These are the issues. They see everything from the political lens. How do they not understand the implications of this? Even in majority Muslim countries in the Middle East, these type of crimes don't happen. Yes. So why should people be claiming to be more holier than even the people that brought the religion to them? It doesn't make any sense. The government must take responsibility. So Nigerians must see this as the United States government trying to hold the government officials to account. Since they feel they can't be held accountable by Nigerians, let a foreign government mount pressure on them. And Nigerians must capitalize, like already said. They must milk this to demand accountability, to demand responsibility from the government. They must not stay in power and refuse to do the job of people in power. They must do the job. Either they stop the insecurity, or they must make sure that people living in IDP camps are relocated back to all their communities. To the last one, the last time they said that more than 100 and something communities have been sacked in the Middle Belt. Or was it Plateau State alone? So all these people must be relocated to their communities. Yes, that's the responsibility of the government. If they fail to do that, that means they're sending a message to the terrorists and the bandits that they can invade communities, sack entire communities, and retain their lands. That's what it means. And that is what the US government is saying, that the government must be held accountable. Let's take a listen.
Well, and my legislation would sanction particular government officials. So government officials at the local level who are engaged in facilitating and acquiescing in this persecution. And so it's designed to use the power of the U.S. economy and U.S. sanctions to incentivize different behavior.